And we'll get started. I actually record this one just for fun. Okay. And so there's 0 point in you inflating your mark, right? Like saying, oh, I actually got a 3 out of 3. If you didn't, there's no point because it's gonna bite you down the road. Okay. So it's a trust system, and the idea is to get ready for the test. Okay. So Harry found a car that he likes and he wants to buy it through a private sale. So right there, that gives it away that this is a used private, okay, scenario. The price of the car is this much, and you need to install a new battery, follow along, tune up, right? There's a safety check for 40 bucks plus GST, and the book value is 2,200. How much will this car really cost, Harry? So I will just so it would be used private, it's purchase, right, plus purchase book, right, whichever one is greater, times 0.07 plus, did I do safety first on your formula? I think so. Safety times 1.05, and then parts and labor times 1.12, and if there is a lien search, then we tack it on at the end, right? So that formula should be on your study sheet, right? It's nowhere else. Use private, you take the purchase price, which is $18.95 plus between the book value and the purchase price. AutoPack is going to say, well, our book value is greater than what you paid for it, so that's what we're going to charge PST on. Okay. Then there's safety, which is 40 bucks. That gets taxed 5%. And we have parts and labor. I think I can do this, right? 129 plus 85 times 1.12. So I'm going to figure out what that is, and then times 1.12. Is there a lien search? No lien. Okay, so we're done. That's it. So now I just clean it up a little bit. So I get obviously $18.95. This is my tax to AutoPack, which is 154. You get a mark for that. Okay, if the 154 shows up there, you get a mark. And then you get $42. $42 for the safety. You get a mark for that. And then it's parts and labor. Can I just do this? I will show my subtotal there. That gives me 214 if I add these up. So 214 times 1.12 is 239.68. Okay. I would also give you a mark for that. It's like lots of marks here, right? So if you show these steps, even if you just show them in brackets like that, I'm okay with it. So if you are one of those students that likes to take risk and will type the whole thing in one shot, I would still give you the marks for showing me those brackets, right? Okay. So 3 marks so far. And then 1 final mark for just adding it all up and coming up with, ready, drum roll, right? This is how much Harry ends up paying after taxes, after all the parts and labor, after safety, all of those things. Okay? So really, if you use my formula, you just plug in and be careful how you compute it. Do it step by step. You don't need to write out the formula. You don't need to do that, but you do need to show me what you're doing. Okay. So another mark for that. So this is worth 4, and you're like, there's a 3 next to it. It's okay. We make it out of 4. Okay. So you cross this out, and you give yourselves a mark out of 4 for question number 1. Okay. Then we'll do the second question. Just get this right here. For the second question, there's bought a car to go to college. The car costs 4,500 bucks. Diagnostic test, a lien search, watch that. A safety for 40 bucks. The book value is 5,000. Okay, this car was bought through a private sale. And what is the total cost of the car? So question number 2, it's a private again. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug in. This is the purchase price that needs to be the first number. Whatever you paid for the car, that's the first number. Between the book value and what you paid, the book value wins. So that's what you multiply by 0.07. Okay, it's very important that you understand that. And then I have safety. I might be mixing this up on you, but you understand that it's still the same final answer, okay? Plus, there's a diagnostic, yeah. So that's the $35, which I will pay 12% taxes on, and plus the $3. So it's actually a big deal because it's that step where you understand no taxes just added onto my running total, okay? So I would say you get 1 mark for having this done correctly, 1 mark for having this in there, and 1 mark for having the parts and labor and adding 12%. You don't get a mark for the lien, just hanging in there. So it's 4,500 plus 350 plus 42, sorry, plus 39.20 for the parts, plus $3. And then you will get 1 more mark here for this one, 49.34.20. Right? 1 mark for that. So this is also out of 4. So cross off the mark on your original, right? Cross that 3 and just make that question out of 4. So we'll change our total at the end. How are we doing? I could tell that you knew what you had to do. You had to be careful where to plug it in. So that's a good sign for the most part, right? If you're still struggling, hey, go back and try a few questions. Next, I post all the answer keys. Charlene goes to a dealer to buy a used car, so it's used for sure, but in this case, it's at a dealer. Okay, it's a UD. Right? So used dealer, and all they give me is that. So that is basically my sticker price. That is basically it. There's no freight. There's no options. Sorry, yeah, thank you. There are no options, no trade. That's it. So it's basically just 12,430 times 1.12. That's it. This is a 1 mark question. I have it right here. So this is 13,921 and 60 cents. Okay. Oh, I want to say this because I have a feeling I could put money down that it happened. Don't feel bad, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if you did that. If you took any one of these two and went times 1.12, right, you lose a full mark. Okay. If you did that, if you got this number, but you go times 1.12, you lose a full mark because you're not understanding that this is already including any taxes that need to be paid. You're like, oh, I thought I was going to get away with it, right? Nope. Seen it all, guys. I've basically seen it all. Okay. The depreciation. Yeah, that should be a day, right, that we have a teacher depreciation day, right? For the teachers that aren't so good. You know you've had them, right? Maybe you're having them right now. Anyways, MSRP, 40 grand, that's my starting. So I'm going to lose value. Okay, watch this. Year 1, I just made this one up, so I actually have to do the math here as well. Of over 4 grand, right? 5,600. I'll give you a mark for that. Okay, take away 5,600. for year 2. So I end up with 34,400. True or false? This is what the car is worth after 1 year, correct? Okay, yeah, we're on the same boat. So you do that again. That's 4,816. A mark for that. 2 out of 3 already if you have it like this. But there's one more step you need to take. What? I thought it was done. Because I followed the way my notes, right? The way I had it in my notes, or I did the example. But so you're losing this year 1. So this is what the car is worth at the end of year 1. You figure out another loss, you subtract it, this is what it's like in year. So if you have that clearly indicated, if that number shows up somewhere, and that's your final answer, you get 3 marks. That's your third mark, getting this number. So 2 if you get to here, a third mark for, because you need to understand what you're doing. Got it? So last but not least, so this is number 4. Number 5, you need a COI, that's called a safety. You need a bill of sale. Hey, let's try, hey, you need the boss, right? I don't know, I just made that up. And the last one, yeah, proof of purchase, yeah. A TOD, transfer of ownership. So I'll tell you how this works. If you, what's that? Yeah, TOD is fine. Yeah. If you just did COI boss and TOD, I don't know. Watch this. If you got 2 out of the 3, you get 1 mark. You need at least 2 out of 3 to get 1 mark, and then obviously to get 2 out of 2, you need all 3 correct. Okay? So if you got 2 out of the 3 correct, you get 1 mark. All of them right, you get 2 out of 2. Okay, so what are we at total? 5, 6, 6 and 4 is 10, and another 4 is 14. So this actually changes to 14. So name and last name.